Okay, so we're now looking at the exercise for stop the dog on a mat. So when we do a regular stop the dog, generally speaking, we're looking at the dogs are in an emergency situation. They might be moving away from us or towards us, but we don't want them to keep moving. We want them to stop on the spot, and so we want them to go from running very fast to stopping very suddenly. That isn't always a great thing to practice with an older dog, because obviously their joints are different at this time, muscles will be different at this time, especially if they're much older or older for their breed size. And so getting them to run fast and then stopping them suddenly and practicing it over and over, you can actually put a lot more pressure on your dog's body than you want to be doing. So the way we do stop the dog for an older dog is we get them to target something like a mat. So this is just a blanket really. It could be anything you want to use for your dogs to go onto. It's just to let them know that this is going to be where they're going to be stopped rather than coming towards us, and it gives them a chance to start aiming for that, and they can slow down and they can stop at a nice pace. Okay, so the first things you want to be doing with this is find a blanket or a mat that you're going to use, ideally a different material to the rest of the floor, but I'm working on a rug with a blanket on top, so they're quite similar, but they're different shades, and they are slightly different textures, so Taylor will know the difference. As you can see, he's on it at the moment. What you want to be doing is start your dog on the other side of the mat, back, wait, and what we're going to do is we're going to put myself on one side and Taylor on the other, so he's just, you can see where the start of the mat is there. Sit, good boy. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to release him from the weight, and as he gets onto the blanket, I'm going to stop him and put him in a down. Okay, down. Good boy. Am I okay? He's okay as well. Good lad. So he's gone straight into the position on that blanket. All right, Taylor back up. Good boy, back. Wait. So we do this a few repetitions. Okay, stop. Good boy. I always go back to him to reward, but I'm not too far away at the moment anyway. It's a very clever boy, aren't you? And so what we're doing at this point is not only am I teaching him what a stop cue is, I'm also showing him that it's the blanket we do it on every single time. So we don't always go from the same direction. Sometimes I'll have him over here. Good boy. Merlin, what are you doing? Wait. Wait. Okay, stop. Good boy. And so he'll start learning more. If your dog already knows how to go to bed, then obviously this will be a little bit easier for them. If they already know how to do a stop, again, this will be a little bit easier for them. But it's giving them a bit of a softer landing, and it's giving them something to aim for, isn't it, little monkey? Off you come. Right, you're going to sit. Wait. So we change the pattern a little bit. I haven't asked for it yet. Back. Okay. Okay, stop. Good boy. So he knows wherever he is in relation to me, it's always on the blanket that he's stopping. I don't want him to come up nice and close. I don't want him to stay where he is. I want him to do it on the blanket itself. Good boy, which is what he's giving me now. A good boy, Merlin, as well. What then starts to happen is we can increase the distance your dog is away from the blanket, but you're still quite close. And then we increase the distance you are from the blanket as well. So they then start realising that they need to stop no matter what distance they are, what speed they go, and that also no matter where you are in relation to the blanket, they still need to stop on that blanket. Okay, so make sure you do it fast and that your dog's always getting into the right spot each time. Looking at the camera. And then we can start increasing it and progressing it and making it slightly bigger. So just to show you how that looks, Taylor, can you come off a bit? Over here. Good boy, right over here. Come. Come here, Taylor. Put you there. Right, good boy, wait. So we're going to pop the blanket here. Wait. Wait. Wait, Merlin. Wait. Okay, stop. Good boy. Merlin, that's not helpful. And Taylor's in exactly the right place. Merlin just got in the way there. Didn't ya, little youngster? So Taylor stopped exactly the right place for where I wanted him to stop. And I went back to him to praise him. Never call your dog to you from a stop position. Always go to your dog, because that helps them to understand that if they stop away from you, you will go to them to give them that reward. They haven't got to keep creeping back to you. Stopping from you is fine. You'll go to them to praise them and reward them. Lay down, please. Good boy. So, on stopping the dog on a mat, get a mat that feels different for your dog to the surface you're working on generally. Start off with your dog on one side, you're on the other, really close, both of you. Okay, let them move as they step onto the mat. Stop them. You can get into a position that you choose for your dog. I always default into a down for my dogs because that works quite well for terriers, generally speaking. You're watching the telly. Madden's watching the new John Lewis advert, and stop them and praise them where they are there. Repeat that a few times, let them understand what your stop word means, what position you want. So might be you want them to sit, you might want them to stand, that's fine. You might want them to play bow, that's fine as well. And then once you're getting consistently, every time you say to stop, they do it on the mat and they get in the position that you like, then gradually let your dogs start further and further away, but you're still close, and then you can start being further and further away as well. So the finished exercise would be your dog is slightly away from the mat, you're slightly away the other side. Okay, release your dog from the stay, and when you ask them to stop, when they get to the mat, that is where they stop. Okay, so we're not needing to physically place them into position. They don't come off the mat and get sent back to it. They aim for the mat, and that is where they stop. Okay.